I'm very happy today to have Mel, one of the contestants on Lego Masters USA Season 1. And I'm so excited to learn more about your experiences on the show and maybe a little bit more about your Lego journey. So before we jump into the questions, can you maybe introduce yourself a little bit?
Ni hao, my name is Mel.
Hi.
Hello.
And okay, so let's go into the questions.
Okay.
So what's your favorite Lego sets or Lego series?
My favorite Lego series has to be Marvel. I think the superhero Marvel is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I'm making my city at home is all Marvel.
Great. Yeah. Okay, so what's your favorite or most proud MOC that you built?
The most proud one I would say is my Avengers Tower from the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
I had that for probably a year now. And I won an award for it last year, so it's like my prized possession. Probably the tallest thing I own. It's like 5'2" and a whole lot of transparent pieces.
Yeah, it's pretty tall, right?
Yeah.
And a little bit more questions about the show. So which team is your favorite? Of course, besides you and Jermaine.
Right. We always, me and Jermaine, we made good friends with Mark and Boone. And like after the shooting, like the day of production was over and they drove us back to our hotels, we always went to eat dinner with Mark and Boone, or we spent our weekend with Mark and Boone. So they were like our best team buddies.
Mm-hmm. And which one do you feel like is the most competitive team?
The most competitive team, I think, for us, it was Aaron and Christian. You know, it seemed like production always paired us two up to go face off all the time. So it was kind of like a young versus old type thing. So
okay, sometimes I see you two like next to each other when you build.
Yeah, I'm sure that, the producers probably, they probably plan that one out.
On purpose. And next question, how do you come up with ideas in a short period of time every time?
So on the show, what you do is they have a theme, right? And usually my mind is already start working. Like when they show us what the theme is and they explaining it, my mind is already working. And so, I'm whispering Jermaine. I'm not supposed to, but I'm whispering to him. But they, we usually sit down at the work table and we spend about 40 minutes planning on what we're going to do for that theme. And we sketch it out and draw it front to back. And then we go to the brick pit.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And do you have like a list of ideas before coming to the show?
Well, yeah, me and Jermaine actually sat down because we were fans of the Australia show. So we were like, we were already thinking or like, we make an assumption that, all right, a lot of these challenges are going to be the same from the Australia show. So if they say, Mega City, we're going to build this, and this will be our theme. Or if so, and that's what it was. If they do bridges, we're going to build this type of bridge and these are the pieces we're going to use and we're going to build it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so you go in there, try to pre-plan stuff, but you never knew what theme you were getting until they just told you. And it's like, oh, what did we say we were going to do?
And there's always a twist, right?
Always a twist. Always a twist. That show has so many twists. Its twists had twists. So it was just,
I know.
It was overwhelming. It was.
But maybe make the show really fun to watch, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did. And at certain points, like I can sympathize with the other teammates. Like some teams did well before the twist, and then they did the twist, and then that team that did well ends up getting voted off because of the twist. They didn't adapt.
And also vice versa sometimes.
Yeah. So it could work out for the person that's in last place, and all of a sudden they're in first place, and it could send you home too. So twist could be a double-edged sword.
For sure. So do you often create like big MOCs?
No, I'm just learning. With I like buildings. I like infrastructure a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I like big tall buildings. But as far as I do want to do a large scale MOC, I probably have to find space to do it. But I do want to do like a Star Wars scale MOC, maybe like for 25 or 30 weeks or something like that. And that's something I probably have to build up to.
Mm-hmm. So even with small MOCs, are those parts from sets or do you buy them separately?
I do a little bit of both. Like if I know that there's parts in the set that I need, I can buy the set out, just to kind of give me an idea of something. Like I don't know, say like a police station. I did a mock on a police station, so I'll buy the police station, set just to get the gist of what a layout looks like, and then I'll build it up to the scale that I like. So I just it depends. I'm a bricklink buyer most of the time, and then I like the sets for the theme as well.
Mm-hmm. So when you have ideas,
Mm-hmm.
do you start right away with bricks, or do you use LDD, Lego Digital Designer, to just sketch it up a little bit before
Well,
building?
I usually use my pen and my pad, and I try to be the artist and create it. I'm not too far enhanced with my skill on LDD is a little bit lacking, but I'm still trying to figure it out and stuff. So it's still a little sketchy for me. But yeah, I'll sketch an idea out before I put bricks together. When I'm here, I'll sketch it out. And before I put, so I can have a concept, because I'm more of a visual learner and I've always been like a visual artist. So I have to see something to actually put it down. So
Very nice. So I know you have a lovely son.
Mm-hmm.
And did he ever mess up with your mocks or your builds?
No, he doesn't touch my stuff, and I think I start with him early. Like he wanted to play with some of them, but the trade-off was that the minifigs. If I give him a minifig, he'd leave my stuff alone, and that was the trade-off. So now he done graduated to having sets himself. So the minifigs aren't enough. So I actually give him sets that I don't plan on opening, and so he's got his Lego, and he likes to come in here and hang out with me, but he doesn't touch anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well behaved.
Yeah. Cost me a lot of minifigures.
Yeah. So how do you decide that your ideas are ready for like real builds?
Mm-hmm. So most of the ideas that I've been doing is just for my city now, and then I am doing a collaboration. So like I got two other people that I'm working a mock with. And so we're doing the Spider-Verse, and so what we're doing, we divided up different type of Spider-Man, and we're building their hometown. And so I'll build something, and then I'll share it with the two guys I'm sharing the mock with, and they'll tell me yay or do this or do that or tweak it or it looks great. And so I'm learning, and I'm learning. I think Lego Masters has helped me to share my builds with somebody while I'm building, because I never built with anybody before other than Jermaine.
Mm-hmm. I guess a lot of us are real like lonely builders. Like we just build at home, not really with a lot of people as a team. So
Yep.
that's a great experience.
Yeah, indeed, and it's a great experience, like you said, because like the two other guys, one guy lives in California, the other guy lives in Minnesota, and I'm on the East Coast. So we'll use like a format like this to look and view, but it's amazing, because once we get ready to go to this brick show, that this whole city that we're gonna make is gonna look amazing.
Great. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So when you are building, how do you pick the better like options? Like there are like several options that you can go with.
Mm-hmm.
How do you decide which one is better?
Well, like I said, I'm a visual learner, so like if I build something like this one building I'm building now, it's a futuristic building, and so I'll look at concepts of cyberpunk city, and I'll probably have like anywhere from 50 to 100 images of a cyberpunk city, because I'm taking in all the images, and what pops out in my the most is what I usually I'm gonna try to emulate this image in Lego.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a quite a bit of a process for me, like trying to process elimination.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you talk a little bit about the building process. So how is the creation process like for you?
It is I'm still the new builder. So I mean I guess I can call myself a Lego master, because I was in there, but to me I've been in here going on 4 years, coming up on 4 years. Yeah, it's April now, so it's about 4 years now. So yeah, so it's it's been like that, to me, I think I still have a lot to learn. I think that, every build that I see on Instagram or YouTube is a better build than what I can build. And so I want to get to that level. I don't see myself, up top tier yet. So I'll take a concept from, another builder, and I'll take another concept and I'll try to emulate it. And then that way I know how to, like say if I wanted to build a stack, like a cyberpunk city stack or something like that. Mark is good. Mark off of Lego Masters, he's good at that. So I'll look at Mark's pictures and look at some cyberpunk stuff and try to emulate that stuff. And meanwhile, that's teaching me how to create my own.
Very nice. So looking back to the show, what are the builds that you would like to do differently?
Oh, definitely that bridge. That bridge killed us. And you know what? What I would do different, I wouldn't build it differently because we had a plan. I think that we just got lost in trying to perfect that plan, and we had very limited time. And I would have liked to have seen that bridge to its full capacity with, because I've changed. What happened, what was the breakdown between me and Jermaine was that he didn't like the supports, and we kept changing. We changed the supports 3 times. So on that episode, you see me with a different color triangle. That's because I was building 4 of them, and they weren't matching up. So I had to build another set. Then I had to build another set. And then he built something else instead of us putting that bridge on the pillars and lay it down. We ran out of time because we were trying to perfect that one little thing. And so sometimes you can overthink a build. You can totally overthink a build, and you shoot shoot past the target. So it's always important that to, whether you're competition building or you're just building for your own pleasure, to actually have a clear eye view of your target. Because you can overshoot it, overthinking it, and that was our demise. I would have loved to done that build over. I would have loved to done our first build, which was the Pharaoh Sands, the Egyptian theme park. I would love to, and I might do something close to it and just build an amusement park. Change the rides out a little bit, but keep the Egyptian theme, and of course I have to name it something else. But but I would love to revisit that build. I would love to revisit that build.
Yeah. When I was watching that show, the bridge show, I felt so sad. It's only one level.
Yeah.
Only missed that one level. Oh my God. I felt so sad.
And the thing about it is, if Jermaine wasn't locked in on the supports, and he would have just went ahead and put the plates on that bridge, because we built 2 beams out of plates, and it was supposed to bow. When the weight go down, it's supposed to bow, but it wouldn't break. And so really the supports really didn't matter how you built them, as long as you had something underneath the pillars. And we couldn't, it was just, he built some other support and forgot about the plates. And when we put it down, the clock was all zeros, and you look up and you look at the bridge, and it's like, oh man, dude.
So close.
Yeah. So and granted, say if we did what we were supposed to do and we wasn't in the bottom, we survived another week, but that storybook challenge was crazy. Like, they give you this story, they give you this crazy story. Like, so it's not a story that you're familiar with. It's
a
made up story by kids.
Yeah.
And then you do this made up story, and if you survive that, then you have the kid come over and he tells you, or he or she tells you another crazy story to add on to what you got. And so that was real, like, cutthroat. That I think that was probably the most challenging episode.
Yeah. So how do you think about the teamwork with Jermaine on the show?
I think I wouldn't have been able to survive without Jermaine. Jermaine is such more of a skill builder than I am, and more experience, because he has more years. Of course, I would, and our team dynamics was that I would come up with a dream or a vision, and Jermaine would give me the roadmap how to get there. And so, because he knew how to put the bricks together where I was still learning. So I was like an apprentice almost, even though I was talking the most junk on the show, but I was still learning, and I wouldn't have been able to make that show without him.
Oh, nice. Very nice. So which episode is your favorite? You talk about the most challenging one, the storybook one. So which one is your favorite one?
My most favorite one is the Lego. The one I was in was Lego. The one I wasn't in was the Star Wars, because I would have loved to been in that episode for Star Wars. Oh man, the ideas that I have and the imagination. And it's funny because me and Jermaine talk about that, and he said, "Man, look." He said, "I don't know much about Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I've never seen Star Wars." He said, "So it would have been up to you." I said, "I would have picked the perfect scene. We would have been fine. Like, I don't know everything about Star Wars, but the scenes that they had up there, I would have picked the right one, and we would have been okay. We would have been fine." He was like, "All right, man, you say that." He was like, "Nah, we would have been fine. We'd have been." And I told him what we would have done, and I was like, "We'd have been okay."
Okay. So what are the changes that Lego Masters, the show, have on you and your life?
Some of the changes is that, the social media has definitely bumped up a little bit. We went to Bricks Cascade in Portland, and that was the first time I went to a brick show as a celebrity, and it was 12,000 people waiting to see us. And wow. it was ridiculous because the wait to either shake our hand or get an autograph was like 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I never experienced anything like that in my life. And it was like, wow. And to talk to total strangers and they feel like they know you, like, because they've been watching you. It was just, it's breathtaking,
For sure. You must be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, it's quite an accomplishment for such a short time, So I'm very happy. I definitely wish we could have went the distance. I think we could have. You just, in the game, you got to be perfect. If you're not perfect, you're out. So.
But still, 12,000 people. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. It was a lot of people there, and everybody know your name. I never had that before, so everybody knew my name, and I think that alone was awesome.
So what would you like to say to the audience or Lego fans in China?
I like in the last episode, Boone touched on something. He said, go build something amazing, and I think that touched it all. If you're a dreamer, if you have an imagination that's out of this world, maybe you're not a Lego artist. Maybe you're a pen artist or a pencil artist, or maybe you paint on a canvas. Just create something, do something, create something, because your dream can affect somebody else's dream.
For sure. Yeah, that's very powerful.
Yep, it is. It is.
All right. I think that's all my questions for today. And thank you again so much for being part of the interview, the chat.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this. I appreciate it.
And wish you all the luck in your Lego journey. And let's keep touch with each other. And maybe I will see more of your creations, your marks in the future in Lego shows around, right?
Indeed. We got to get out of this COVID. We got to get out of this thing so we go.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.